recording. So many of you guys are familiar with Miss Holly, as she has been on our team calls before. I've been very blessed to be what I have seen her journey, and it's just been so incredible. And I just feel like it's just been a blessing to watch her grow in the past 2 years, from literally like a baby emerald coach to a diamond to really pushing out of her comfort zone at that point, and then all the way to being a 2017 elite coach this year. And it's just really awesome. She was a premier coach in 2015. We have no 2016, just so you know, if you ever wonder where the 2016 just kind of disappeared. And and she's one of Dara's PS coaches. And if you guys know, Dara's my success partner. So it's just really been cool to see her growing. And I know some of you guys are taking part in a diamond training with her and with Ashley. So it's just really awesome that you guys are able to, facilitate and take part in that. And she is definitely somebody that you want to follow to see, because she's a great example and a great leader. So tonight she's going to talk to us about pages and branding yourself so that you can attract that market and really have success. I really feel like this is probably information you're going to be able to take any way of your social media and utilize it. So without further ado, I'm going to let her take over. And by the way, little backstory, she's married, and not only that, she has a newborn, so went through her pregnancy. Well, this is all about becoming an elite coach, mind you. Had a baby, has little Sam. How old's Sam now?
7 months.
Okay, you're both on, you're muted. Oh, and wait, unmute. Okay. Oh wait, how old is he?
7 months. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Oh my gosh, we had this happen last time. I think you were on the call.
All right, let me close out and join again.
No, I can hear you.
I can hear you too.
Hold on, she'll be back. But
we can hear you.
So she has baby Sam, and all in the meanwhile, now she's moving to France.
What?
That's insane. Because if you can manage all of that and run a business, I mean, I think that's pretty impressive. Her husband has he has a position where there she is. There she's back.
You guys hear me?
How come I can't hear her? You guys can all hear her?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hold on. Did Daniela mute my keyboard or something?
Well, I'm glad you guys can hear me.
Wait, I can hear you, Daniela.
Okay.
It was coming earlier. Must have muted.
Good.
But anyway, and she's making a transition to France, which I didn't even know about. Dara's yeah, she's moving to France. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So it's just when you think things, you have to choose your heart. And, maybe it's not somebody sick or somebody's we all have different things going on. You have to take into perspective. I mean, she's moving, across the world. And it's just but she's still going to do this. And it's just going to take some time adjustments with, and things. And Lindsay Motley believes that she's going to be able to continue and have a thriving business. And Dara and I believe in that too. And it's just really cool just to see that she should just really, I don't know. I admire her. She's one of my heroes, top secret. But all right, I'm going to let her take the floor.
Awesome. Thank you, Megan. Yeah. And Megan is the coach when I was an Emerald coach who kind of kicked my butt in gear and said, hey, you're in this diamond training and you're doing what you need to do, but you just kind of need to get over your stupid fears and just do it. Megan's your coach. So you guys know, she just kind of can kick your butt in gear and make things happen. So Megan has definitely been there and helped mentor me on this journey. And I'm so excited to be back on this call. So let me share my screen with you guys. And yeah, tonight I'm just going to, talk about defining your brand in terms of pages, but like Megan said, a lot of this is also, it's all applicable to your personal page as well. So yeah, my story, I started coaching October 2014, so almost 2.5 years ago now. When I was working a full-time corporate job. My background is mechanical and aerospace engineering. So I was an engineer for the DoD, Department of Defense, and just working crazy hours. Loved the community that came with it. We had recently moved to California. I didn't have a lot of friends. And yeah, Dara, my coach, asked me to coach probably almost three times. So If you have people who are saying no and you think they'd be great or kind of like wishy-washy, keep going back to them, because it took me 3 times to finally say yes to this opportunity. And when I went in all the way. So for month 1, I said, I'm going to hit Success Club 10. I had a network of less than 500 friends on Facebook. I am definitely an introvert, which I think, social media, you see what you want to see on social media. But I'm definitely an introvert. So less than 500 friends, not a huge network, lived in California, started a new job, knew no one, and grew this business, nonetheless. So, if you are thinking, well, I don't know anyone, or I don't have enough friends, like this, it's 5,000% possible. I've hit SC10 every single month. So 29 months last month. Like Megan said, 2016 kind of disappeared. So 2015 Premier Coach, 2017 Elite Coach. And, as Megan was saying, we all have our hearts, right? And we all have excuses. And I like to tell my coaches, we get so tired of hearing the excuses from challengers, like, I don't have time, or I don't have the money, I can't commit right now. We're like, oh my gosh, just do it. Like, you're going to love it, and jump in. And, I think it's the same thing with coaching. So I was working that crazy full-time corporate job. I was finishing my master's degree and planning a wedding. I literally finished my thesis a week before my wedding, and I was doing this business. So again, I was busy. I was really, really busy. In the course of 2.5 years, we've moved cross country 3 different times. Each of those times we drove it because we have 2 big dogs. So again, busy. We've been selling houses, buying houses. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And like Megan said, now we're getting ready to move to France for 3 years. So that's been another crazy, just busy. And then, I was pregnant, had Sam in July last summer. And, my husband, we're moving to France because that's where his company is based, and he travels all the time. And so I have been doing a lot of this with a newborn and 2 large dogs, a golden retriever and a black lab, by myself here. So again, we all have our hards, and I'm lucky that my hards have all kind of been incredible experiences. Moves and babies are all wonderful, but they're all extremely time consuming. So, that's just a little background on me. And in terms of my like page, so like I said, I went all in when I started working in this business. And I started a like page 3 months after I became a coach. And I was not actively working it. So I was posting to both pages. I was posting to my like page, and then I'd share it to my personal page. And I really was only posting that morning workout post, so my sweaty selfie or the little videos. I wasn't really putting any other content in there. But I had a like page. And as I continued to grow my business, I knew that I had to get outside my warm market. Like I said, Success Club 10 has always been a non-negotiable, and I was continuing to add to my personal page. So now, and I've stopped kind of adding to my personal page at this point because I'm mainly focusing on my like page, but I'm at like 2,700 friends or something. And again, I started with about 400. So all of those people I actively added to my network during that time. And obviously, I don't know all of those people, but it's like we all talk about. Just keep adding to your network, whether you know them or not. You can connect with them, and they become customers. So when I did start working my like page, it was last summer. I was pregnant, and I was on bed rest. So that also was part of my pregnancy. I'm a health and fitness coach, and now I'm on bed rest for 4 to 6 weeks. But I knew that once I had a baby, like my time would be even more limited. And so I decided to once again go all in with my like page. And I took the Jessie Regan like page training, which Ashley Laughlin is my success partner. She also took that training. I know she's also had amazing success with her like page. And I'll say it again, I have coaches who say, oh, I just don't want to, I think it's like, it was like $300 when I took it. I don't want to invest in that. And to me, that sounds so much like the challengers that we hear, right? I don't want to invest $200 in a challenge pack. And we're like, oh my gosh, but you get all these programs and the meal plans and you get a month of Shakeology. Like, why wouldn't you want to invest in that? And like, I feel the same way about the $300. Like, you are getting amazing content on how to grow your like page. You do, just like with our challenge groups, have to put in the time and energy. So that's the other thing. If you pay the $300, you better be willing to take all the trainings and put in the time and energy into testing ads and doing all that kind of crazy stuff, which I'm not going to really get into today. But, you know, just food for thought and where I was, you know, I knew I had the time, I was in bed, and I needed to take that next step in my business. I needed to get out of my warm market and get into my cold market. So that was last summer, took the training and really came to a point where I was having to define my brand and who I was and who I was talking to. And that is, you know, that's kind of what changed my like page and my business. So, you know, you are your brand. And this is just this photo. This is just a snapshot from my like page of the like last 8 posts. I took these last night. Okay. So obviously Sam is like part of my business. And that is because in my business, I am talking to moms. So what does my page look like? Do you have a specific brand, right? If you think of a brand, what are their colors, their fonts, right? They're not just throwing something out there. They are a fully branded company package. And you should think of yourself as the same. And this is especially true on a like page, because people can they can choose to follow whoever they want to follow. They can like so many different people, different companies. Why would they choose to like you if it is just a dimly lit selfie that they see all their friends taking, right? They want to follow someone that they believe is a professional, that they believe can add something to their life. And so you want to look like that. You know, think of the people who you follow. I know I followed like fashion bloggers and stuff on Instagram. And, you know, I was like, why would anyone follow me? Like, I'm not doing anything interesting. I am a stay-at-home mom with a baby, and I do workouts that every other Beachbody coach does. Like, why would they want to follow me? And then I started thinking, well, why am I following these fashion bloggers? Like, they're just girls out there taking pictures. But I was following them because I wanted to look like them. I loved their clothes. I loved their style. I felt like I knew them. And so that was kind of, I was like, okay, so I need people to feel like they know me. I need people when they're scrolling Facebook to stop and say, oh, that's Holly Hillyer. Like, and I chose to follow her because I like her content. And now that I see it's her post, I'm going to choose to stop scrolling because I know it's content that I want to see. So make sure you have your brand. And I know this brand quiz, I just posted the link down there, has been shared a lot. But I think it's great. And I think it's free. You can take it several times. And it just kind of provides you some fun like colors and fonts, and just gives you an idea of what like your branding package could look like. And I tell my coaches, I started putting the words on some of my photos when I very first started, like a few months into the business. Today, I don't know that I would do that for my brand. Now that Instagram is even bigger, when I go to Instagram and look at curated accounts, they don't have these words on them, right? It's more about the visual appeal of the photos. And so my brand on my like page doesn't translate to the brand that I want on my Instagram account. So I'm working through that. But these are all things to think about, right? But I love my words on my photos. People know they're my photos and they stop. And I have certain colors that I use. And, that's a positive to using the words on photos. Again, it's all things that you want to think through when you think big picture, what does my brand look like? Lighting is huge, guys. Don't take dark photos. Like, it's so easy to have good light. There's so many things now. At the end, I'll talk about some of the things that I use to make sure my pictures are light and bright, in terms of like actual light that I use, and then editing tools, and same thing, video formats. What do your videos look like? For me, I have a certain format that I use when I'm doing like some of my circuit workouts where I'm providing people free content. And then I have another one when it's just like my morning workout, my sweaty selfie, and then kind of 2 moves. So I have 2 different video formats, but I use the same ones every single week. So again, when people are scrolling Facebook and they see your post or they see your video, they know it's yours and they stop, they interact with your post, and then more people see it. And that's really what you want. You want the most interaction and the most engagement. I'll say Facebook changes algorithms all the time. Right now, if you have people engaging in that first hour is really critical. So if you have people asking questions, talk back to them. Get as many comments as possible, and Facebook will push you out to more people. But it's that first hour that's really critical. So just keep that in mind when you post, to kind of check back in during that first hour for comments and interacting with people. So, once you kind of get the look of your page, you've got to know who you're talking to. And this was really, really hard for me before having Sam. I, again, was a corporate professional, but I didn't have like a clear voice. I was scared to just talk to that working woman. And that's who I should have been talking to, because that's who I was. I was a working woman working, 40 to 60 hours a week. But maybe I was going to too many happy hours after work, or, drinking too much on the weekends, or eating the bad food on the weekends. But I should have been talking directly to that woman because she would have related to me. But I was scared because all my friends had kids, and that by leaving out the mom group, I wouldn't have enough people to talk to. But it's really silly. Like, there are millions of women in the corporate world that I could have been talking to, but I didn't. And my voice was too broad. And because my voice was so broad, I didn't connect with anyone. And so, I know in all the trainings, I know you've seen trainings about defining your avatar. Who are you talking to? Sit down, really define, what does she look like? What brands does she like? How much money is she making? Because that's, for me in my corporate job, I was making a lot of money. And so those are the people I should have been talking to. Those women that are, powerhouse corporate women making over 6 figures, right? Spending $200 on a challenge pack is nothing to them, right? But I should have been talking to them. I shouldn't have been worried about excluding those who are like, strapped for cash financially, or a new stay-at-home mom, or a mom on maternity leave, because they weren't my brand. But again, I was too broad. So make sure you really define your avatar. Now, my avatar, it is new moms. It is not the moms who have kids in, elementary school or even preschool. These are new moms or pregnant moms. So again, I'm not going to get into ads, but I have 2 ads running for likes on my page, right? So I run ads to get likes from a very targeted audience. One of them is pregnant moms, and the other is new moms. So I also have a very long-term thought process in this, where I'm getting these pregnant moms. Some of them don't feel comfortable starting Shakeology or starting a workout program, but I know they're going to be watching me. They're watching my journey, and they're going to join me once they have that baby. And that's exactly what's been happening. But so this post, I say moms, gain the strength to incorporate Sam, and they all know who Sam is, Sam into my daily workouts, right? So I'm saying you're going to gain the strength to incorporate your baby. I'm providing my baby with the best nutrition possible. I'm talking about my milk supply. I'm talking about breastfeeding. Talk about excluding, people who aren't new moms, finding a community of other new moms going through similar new mom struggles. I'd say, making me the healthiest, happiest, strongest mom I can be, right? I say mom, I say new moms, I talk about breast milk. I am talking directly to someone. And when they see this, they're connecting with it. So it's just so, so, so important to know who you're talking to and to know who you can connect to instead of just trying to be so broad. And then, what are you the expert on? So this top video is, I was 40 weeks pregnant, and And these are some of the circuit videos that I make. So I decided that for me, I am better at the fitness side of it. I can get up and push play for 30 minutes a day. I was an athlete growing up. I was a gymnast growing up. Nutrition, 21 Day Fix taught me how to eat, but I don't love vegetables. My husband is the cook in our house. So I am not going to be that person who posts like these incredible recipes and is coming up with stuff on their own. But I am the person who can post these fitness videos. Other things you can be experts on, personal development. There are some amazing like pages out there where coaches are inspiring people every day with personal development, entrepreneurship. Melanie Mitro has a whole like page just devoted to helping coaches specifically, right? And she talks to people who are coaches or who are thinking about coaching or who want to be new business owners. So maybe that's where you're the expert. But you've got to figure out where your wheelhouse is and then provide targeted free content to those people. So again, 40 weeks pregnant, this is when I had really just digging into the training. I was on modified bed rest, so I couldn't do a 30-minute workout, but I could do 5 squats and 5 leg lifts and 5 blah, 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 complete each one for 1 minute, put it in a circuit, right? And it's a 15-minute circuit for someone else, where for me, it was, maybe doing 30 squats. But these pregnancy videos are what connected with people and what helped propel my page. I still run my ad that I'm running for pregnant moms, it's still me with my big old belly out there. And then my ad that I run for my new moms is me with Sam. So again, I know who I'm targeting and I'm giving them free content. I had someone message me just yesterday, hey, Holly, where can I find your pregnancy videos? I'm also going back and resharing old content. On Sundays, I like to share some of my old pregnancy videos because I know I'm getting new people who want to see that information. But again, define what you're the expert on. And that doesn't mean you're not sharing about all of this, right? Because you want to be well-rounded. I need people to know, I'm not working out 3 hours a day and going home and eating a tub of ice cream, right? I'm also focusing on my nutrition. I'm sharing Shakeology recipes. I'm sharing some of my favorite, meals. But for me, the fitness side is where I feel comfortable and where I feel comfortable giving people the free content. Also, don't make it harder than it needs to be. I think people think I create these great circuits. I have coaches who are like, oh, how did you come up with that? You guys, there is so much free content out there. Just recreate it in your own voice. Go to YouTube. For me, I went to YouTube. Pregnancy videos, mommy and me baby videos, workout videos. There are so many people who have already done it. For my videos that I do with Sam, most of the time, they're just 5 moves from some of the Beachbody videos. And I just take them and put them together and make them my own. I am not doing anything crazy. I get Shape and Fitness magazine. They all have circuits in there. I just do those. Don't overcomplicate it. It can be super, super easy. But just remember that you do want to be the expert on something because, again, this is a like page. So people why do they want to follow you? What are you going to provide them, right? And so when people come to my page, they know they're going to get the free circuit videos. On that note, I had a coach prospect say, well, aren't you scared if you give them all this free content that they're not going to buy anything from you? And again, this goes back to, in the beginning, first off, I had the scarcity mindset that I was trying to talk to everyone. And then it's a scarcity mindset. Oh, you're just giving away free content. No one wants anything from you. And it has been the exact opposite. I have targeted my focused audience and I provide free content and I get more people coming to me. So when people see the videos, they do them. You guys, these are 15-minute videos. And I try to keep my clips to around 1 minute. So I can also post them to Instagram because Instagram cuts at 1 minute. So 15-minute videos in a 1-minute segment, that's such a pain. To me, it's such a pain in the butt to do. That means I'll show you one move and you have to pause it and do the move. And then you go to the next one, you pause and do the move, right? But the content's there if they want to do it. And I know that some people are doing them because I've had people come to me and say, oh my gosh, like my butt looks better. Like, thank you. Or, you know, you helped me feel fit during my pregnancy. Thank you. But these are just snippets so that they can then join your larger group. And when people see that you're not just trying to sell them something, they're more connected to you. They trust you more. So again, I don't think people are, you know, you're not creating an entire workout program. I mean, we know the Beachbody programs. I mean, just 21-day fix, you got your upper body, your lower body, your Pilates, your yoga. I mean, you're not getting that with this. And so when people are really ready to go all in and to commit to their fitness, they know then, okay, these were great for that time in my life, but now I need something more. And you're there and they trust you and they've been watching your results the whole time. So don't have the whole scarcity mindset with, you know, giving away free content. And then look like a professional. So, you know, I talked a little bit about this. These are some of the tools that I use. Microsoft Selfie, you guys, it's a free app. I run almost all my pictures through it. Be careful, sometimes it can make you look a little fuzzy, but it lightens you up. It smooths out your skin. I mean, like Megan said, like I'm a new mom. Sam is not the best sleeper in the world. I have bags under my eyes. You guys probably see them now. I'm tired a lot, but I don't want to look tired, right? My page is about having energy and about being fit and healthy for your kids. I don't want to look tired. I don't want to look run down. So Microsoft Selfie really helps me with that. Photo editor, a lot of times I'll use that after Microsoft Selfie. Again, and this is me personally, and this is my brand, but I really like my photos light and bright. So I often increase the brightness on all of mine, increase contrast. You can adjust the sharpness, which sometimes helps with the blurriness of Microsoft Selfie. So I just use Photo Editor to kind of play around with my photos. And I believe that's free too. I think that's a free app. Splice, I'm sure you guys have heard of that. That's how I'm editing most of my videos. I think it's like $2.99. It's pretty cheap. So, but these last 7 months have spent a lot of time breastfeeding, so I do a lot on my phone. So Splice, I'm editing pretty much all my videos on my phone through Splice. Video Shop, that is, I don't use it much, but once again, I use it to brighten and lighten my videos. So, you know, sometimes your light isn't good in your rooms. So take the time, put them in Video Shop. You can increase your brightness, and then I put them in Splice and I edit them in there. Pick, Play, Post is where I do kind of my video collages for my daily videos. Word Swag is where I am adding my words to my photos. And iMovie, I don't love it for my phone. I'd rather use Splice or Video Shop, but for some of my longer like circuit videos, I normally do the videos on my phone, airdrop them to my computer, and use iMovie on my computer. But again, it's hard for me to actually get to a computer during the day. Tools. So what tools do I use? I get asked this question a lot. So this is a ring light that clips on your phone, and this is awesome. It just lights up. Again, lighter, brighter. You are editing out a lot of those blemishes, and you know, you're just looking healthier and happier. So I use this on my phone. It literally goes in the diaper bag. It goes everywhere with me. I know I might look like a crazy person, but again, I think you got to switch your thinking from, oh, I'm just like this random person taking a selfie, to this is my job. I am my brand, and I need it to look professional, and I don't really care what someone in Costco thinks about me, like taking a selfie with a ring light, you know, whatever. And then a selfie stick with a remote. The remote really just helps. Again, I just started talking to some of my coaches about this because I was noticing on their like pages, the posts they got the most likes on were not the ones that were just like selfie, right? Like selfie angle. It was them where you couldn't really tell they were taking a selfie. So maybe they put their phone on a timer, right, and stood in front of it. And the remote does the same thing, right? It allows you to not look like you're taking that selfie. And it gives it that more professional feel. Because if you look at, you know, a Melanie Mitro site, yeah, she's got a couple selfies, but she's also, her whole page isn't selfies, right? When her whole page is selfies, like it's just not the same feel. So selfie stick with the remote or just a selfie stick with a timer. And what I do, and what I did for the longest time, I just take my selfie stick and I stuck it in my couch cushions and recorded my workout. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be hard. I now have a little tripod that it like screws into the bottom of. If you have a mirror in, like I have a big mirror in my workout space, you can buy they're for your car, for your cell phone, like to attach to the dash in the car. And you can just suction cup it instead of suction cupping it to your dash, suction cup it to your mirror, and then clip your phone in. And that's a great way to hold it. That's also great if you're going on travel and need to record something in a hotel gym, because hotel gyms always have the big mirrors. So, and again, that's like $10 on Amazon. I got one with like an adjustable arm thing, so I can kind of change my angles, but just suction it right on there and you're done. So it doesn't need to be expensive to look really professional. And again, I think a lot of it comes down to the belief that you are going to be a $1 million earner. Like you just are. And does a $1 million earner take dark photos in their living room? I don't think so. Lindsay Matway, like sure as hell is not taking dark photos, right? I mean, her photos are super light and bright, and like Lindsay's always looking so beautiful, and that's great. I mean, that's great. She attracts people because of that, right? And yes, we want to seem real. In my post that I did today, I literally said, yes, this could look like, you know, this really cute mom and baby workout, but in reality, blah, 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 right? So I, on my page, try to be really real with people. But that doesn't mean you have to, you know, show them your dark living room with dirty laundry in the background. So I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I was going to do questions. Let me share. So this is my page. You guys, cover photos. I just made this in Canva. I did pay someone to make my first one, but I spent so much time going back and forth with him. It drove me crazy because I didn't like it and I could have made it easier myself. So Canva, free. Make sure your face, like people want to see your face. So I've seen a lot with like the collages, and obviously I have some collages back there, and that's great because you want to tell people what you're about, but make sure you've got one big one of your face. Even with your profile picture, make your face visible and your name. Again, you are your brand. Don't name your like page your team name. I made that mistake when I started. So Team TNT is my team, and Team TNT was the name of the page. And I changed it to Holly Hillyer. I kept Team TNT as part of it because I'd already named it that. But if you're going to start a like page, just, make it your name. That's what I would do at this point, because again, you're your brand. So some of this is just because this is my page. Videos, the great thing about like page, you can tag, this one's always at the top of mine again. So people are seeing my big old pregnant belly. Like I gave up caring what people think. Photos, again, these are just some of the ones I chose, but it's my face, right? This is me with the timer on my phone and a good light in front of me. And people are like, your skin looks great. Well, I had good lighting. I have Microsoft Selfie. So don't make it harder than it really needs to be. Events, you guys, events are great for like pages. But again, you can pin post. So I pinned my most recent. This is 7 months in, 7 months out. But yeah, I mean, here's some food photos. You've got, maybe if this would load, me, this is talking about just hot mess mom, right? But me talking about being a hot mess mom with my Shakeology, it's still light and bright. And like, I only look half hot messy. I mean, I haven't showered in this photo. I still haven't showered today, but so it's real life, but it's just a little bit prettier, right? So just kind of keep that in mind when you're thinking of what your brand is. And yeah, again, these are just pick, play, post. You see these with a ton of Beachbody coaches, right? So what's going to set you apart from those coaches? And again, it's making sure you know your brand. And again, light, bright, just don't forget about the lighting. Again, more food, sharing recipes, my fat baby. I mean, just like, so, you guys get the point. What questions can I answer for you guys? I'll stop sharing. Oh, there's chat. Sorry, guys. I have not been reading these comments. I just discovered the Melanie Mitro page. And I think it's literally called, I think it might just be like, just type in Melanie Mitro and click pages, because her other one's committed to getting fit. But this other one that's like for coaches, that's where she does like her Tuesday training and that kind of stuff. I think it's just under Melanie Mitro. I literally found it today. If you just search Melanie Mitro, and her YouTube channel has everything. And that's, if we all had 1 million hours in the day, wouldn't it be nice if we could kind of upload everything to all the different social media channels? It'd be wonderful, but we can't. Perfect. I know. I was super scared of giving away free stuff too. I think, Ashley is so incredible with free stuff. She's like my idol. And so she did the 25-day like free Beachbody challenge. And so she inspired me to do a very similar one. And I was super scared. It was like 25 days of free content and pretty much letting them do a challenge group for free. And I've had so many people sign up for On Demand after that All Access Challenge Pack. I have a new coach out of it. So don't be scared to, give away the free stuff. So Ashley, Canva is, it's like PicMonkey. The one thing you can't do on Canva that you can do on PicMonkey, PicMonkey allows you to kind of erase the edges of photos, and Canva, I haven't been able to find out how you kind of like crop out people. So for me, like the big picture of like my face, I went in PicMonkey, got rid of all the background, and then imported that into Canva. But I really like Canva because you can choose, like, do you want, Facebook cover, all the different sizes. And then you can also, once you make one graphic, you can convert it to another graphic. So if I make one Facebook event cover, I can then convert it for, Instagram post, and it takes everything and just kind of moves it around. And so it makes it easier. I don't have to restart. So when you change your name on your like page, you do not have to resend invites. So I think you're allowed to change your name once, maybe twice. And it just updates the name. It doesn't do anything else, but just be really careful. I know you can definitely change it once. And it just changes. And I think anyone who follows you, like, gets a notification, like Holly Hillyer changed her name from blah, blah, but that's it. So it's not a huge deal. And keep that in mind too with your URL. So my URL, the name of my page is Holly Hillyer Team TNT. I changed my URL to facebook.com Holly Hillyer Fitness. And so on like Pick Play Post, I label everything Holly Hillyer Fitness. So I've really made that as kind of my brand name.
Holly, I do have a question.
Yes.
So when you do run promotions, how do you run them? What is the most efficient and successful way to run them without spending a lot of money? And I feel like when I did choose a targeted market, it never reaches a lot of people, and I literally just have women for a certain age group, all US. I don't know if that's too generic, or how do you target your group?
Yeah, so definitely too generic. I would say, so it's a patience thing, right? I started with the best way to spend your money is targeting people for likes to your like page. Yeah. So my first group was women, and it's US. I think I have US and Canada, like 24 to 40. And then I have things like Bye Baby, Target Baby, Orbit Stroller, For Moms, like baby stuff. So start thinking of what are things that you have in your house that you use every day and that other women you would, that you want to attract to you. And you add those interests in. I am just running the ads for likes. So I'm just putting the video and then it's like my page for more pregnancy safe videos, like my page for more new mom videos. That's it. No crazy long post. I only run it on mobile because mobile, they just click the check and they like it. They don't have to go to the page or anything. So I only run it on mobile. I have my very defined audience, videos, quick sentence. That's it. It took me about 3 months though of running ads. I pay $3 a day, and I was running that one pregnancy ad, and it probably took me about 3 months to really grow my audience to where I was getting great interaction and making sales off of them. So again, doing it that way is a patience game, takes a lot more patience, but I knew that I was getting women to my page who were watching me, who I was gaining the trust. Now, I do run some ads for new coaches or challenge groups, and I'll run them to those kind of same targeted groups. But again, the most efficient way to do it is to grow your page and then target the people who like your page, because they're already they already see your content, they already like it, and they already gain trust in you. But you don't want to do that until you have a big enough audience, right? Because you don't want to be join my challenge group and you have 300 people on your page and they're already seeing those posts, and and then you're just spamming them at some point, right? But I do run the ads as well, just larger ads to those same mom, 24 to 40, and then the defined groups. But what you want to look and make sure, I try to get my cost per like below 10 cents. So again, in the training that Jesse Reagan took, he teaches you how to go in your power editor, how to check, what is your cost per like. But that's my 2 winning ads are both at, I think one's at 3 cents per like and one's at 4 cents per like. So, I'm getting a lot of likes per day just for $3, but that's what you really want to focus on. And then once you find that group that's resonating, if you can get your likes down to less than 10 cents, that's the group that you want on your page, right? Because I was the same way. I was getting a lot of random people who would like it, who had no interest in it at all. A lot of people weren't even speaking English. So, it was a little bit of a mess.
We're not from this country.
Yes, exactly. So I don't know how helpful that was. I would say for me, it was having the patience to really grow the audience first. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
So I have a question too. I don't know if you guys,
Holly, can I have a quick question?
Yeah.
I think 2 of us were talking at once. I'm sorry if I interrupted. So you said that it took 3 months to get interaction on your page. So I have a video in a targeted audience running for 6-7 cents.
Right.
But I don't feel like it's the right people. Did you get the right people?
Yeah.
Off the bat? How long did it take you? It's great. I can bring all of these people in, be bringing 30 to 50 people into my page a day. But if it's not the right people, then who cares?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's exactly right. Who cares? Yeah. It's not the right people. They've been the right people.
So you just had the right people out of the gate.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to, BS you. Yeah. I think I just got lucky. The audience that I had defined was, do you think your defined audience is too broad? Or do you think it's pretty specific?
It's broad. I know Ashley's is broad, and I know yours is more specific.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I'm in this weird place. I don't know. I just keep testing new audiences. Yeah,
that's the best thing you can do, right? And if it's not the right audience, just shut off the ad. It's hard, right? But just turn it off because it's not worth paying for them to come to your page.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
I don't know if you guys can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. My question is basically, how did you transition people from your personal page to your like page? Because I'm finding that like I keep consistently adding people to my personal page, but sending them that invite to my like page is not working. Like I have like just barely over 100 on my like page, and it's been going for almost a year now. And for my personal page, I'm still even struggling with adding people there too. So I think it was Ashley that gave us some tips on like, doing searches for like friends of friends with interests that you have, to kind of find people that way. So that's been working for me more lately. But then transitioning them to my actual like page, it's just like pulling teeth because they barely ever like it.
Yeah. So I didn't. I ran my ads, and for those, and I was like you, I probably had 300 people who liked my page like the first year and a half, and then took the training, started growing my like page. Just, this is my cold market, right? I'm not going to worry about inviting these people over. They know what I do, and if they want to join me, they can join me. So I continued to post on my personal page for those 3 to 4 months while I was growing my cold market, until I could feel like, okay, I'm gaining momentum. I feel comfortable that I'm going to be able to hit Success Club 10 on my like page. And then I pretty much shut off my personal page. I did what Ashley did, right? I've got the banner up top that just said, follow me here. And I really still to this day don't post on my personal page. Sometimes I'll like post a transformation. My coaches will like post to my personal page sometime. So I know it like pops up in people's feeds. Again, I stopped adding to my network on my personal page, but all of that I did after I had complete confidence that I was able to hit Success Club from my like page. And I did go through and send the invite to people. But if they didn't accept it, I just, I let it go, and I put my energy into my like page.
Okay.
So,
Thanks.
yeah. Do you still send invites to your warm market on your personal page? Sarah, no, I don't use my personal page at all. All of my invites are going to the people who are interacting on my photos and sending me messages on my like page. And I mean, I was tapping out my warm market, which is why I had to like hardcore like figure out my cold market, because I knew like, okay, I can only keep this up for so long. But no, I don't still send invites, but I did still continue to send invites until I was hitting Success Club. And like Ashley, I mean, I now it's crazy. I mean, it's so nice to have a cold market, right, guys? I know you're probably thinking the same thing, right? Like, it'd be really nice to have like a cold market where I could have more people to invite. Because I know I was getting to the point where I was like, who am I going to send an invite to again? Like, have I already invited you? How many more people can I invite? So it was really just focusing on growing that cold market. So I just had new people to talk to. But yeah, I don't still invite to on my personal page.
Did you feel though that there was a transition point, like while you were still building, like while you were building the roots of your business page, that you were still inviting from your personal page?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Like months, 3 or 4 months of that. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was scary. Like, it was super scary to be like, okay, I'm going to turn off my personal page, because you just have to like take this leap of faith that, yeah, it's growing and it's going to happen. But yes, those like 3 to 4 months, I definitely, because like I said, I was not going to hit Success Club. And all of this was right after I gave birth, or I was like on bed rest and they gave birth. So I had like 12 weeks of like not being able to work out. So that was also terrifying to me, because like I said, fitness is like what I felt comfortable with, not the nutrition side. So, but yeah, no, I definitely kept inviting.
That's what my transition period, I feel like, is a lot longer, because I'm having a difficult time narrowing down and like finding my target audience. But for those of you that feel like, when am I going to leave? It is like the scariest thing ever to be like, wow, I've spent all of this time building and talking to these people, and to just like focus on something to get like 5 interactions on, it sucks.
Yeah.
Not going to sugarcoat it. Like, it's not easy to do that. What I found that works for me, because I'm still very much working in primarily my warm market, even though I'm really working on building my cold market, I post I'll pick one good post every few days and I'll throw it over on my personal page. I'm posting primarily, I'm not sharing anything, but I'm posting everything on my business page. And then every so often, every 5, 6, 7 days, I'll put one good post over on my personal page. And every single person that likes or comments on that post, I'm inviting them to something. And I'm not saying hey, thanks for liking my post. I'm just reaching out to them because they obviously are staying connected with me in some way. So that always keeps my list going and moving, in addition, obviously, to people that I'm just following up with. And that hasn't, like Holly said, I'm not going to not hit Success Club. So that's worked for me. So for those of you that feel how am I going to fill this gap as I'm making this transition, that's another way that's kind of worked.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. All right. Thank you guys so much. And hopefully, it's helpful. I know it's all things that we've kind of heard before. I think the biggest thing is just shifting your mindset from you're not just an individual, you are a brand, and you literally are going to be a millionaire like Lindsay Matway. So what does that look like? It's just having that faith that not, is this going to happen, but when is it going to happen? And I better have everything together, and I better look pretty good before, as it's happening. So that's kind of where I am. This is going to happen. It better happen. Right. And so I'm ready.
Well, that was awesome. Thank you so much, Holly, for your time and for doing the Q&A. And I know that this will be a very valuable recording for those that could not make it. And so just thank you so much. That was great.
Thank
Lots
you.
of valuable information and nuggets for people to take away for sure. So we are very thankful to have you. And that's about it. Guys, I will be posting our recognition tomorrow. And other than that, I don't have much to say. So have a great rest of the week. And next week, I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be doing for team call, because I think I'm going to be doing a team call with just my personal sponsor coaches. So powwow with your PS coach and see what they have planned, okay? All right, guys, have a good one. Thanks, Holly. Bye.